In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to install the response trigger kit on your Tippmann A5. Some of the tools that you'll be needing for this install will be a crescent wrench, a pair of needle nose pliers, 1/8 Allen wrench, and a 3/16 Allen wrench. We're going to go ahead and move this stuff to the side, and we'll go over what comes in your response trigger kit. You're going to have the flow control assembly, which will have the flow control and the gas line. You'll also have a T-fitting, which is a 1/8 T-fitting, and you'll have a 1/8 banjo fitting. You'll have your response trigger piston. You'll have a small screwdriver so you can make your adjustments on the flow control. You'll have an exterior flow control fitting, and you'll have an interior flow control connector fitting. Then you'll also have a smaller piece of hose and a short hose insert. This insert and the smaller hose is, you would use that if you had a older style A5 that only had the one air port. As you can see, this A5 has the dual air ports. You have one that goes directly to the cyclone feed and one that we'll be using today for the response. So we won't be needing the T-fitting, the shorter gas line, or the short hose insert. And then we also won't be needing our directions because I'm going to show you how to do it in this video. So we'll go ahead, we'll start off by disassembling the gun. Going to go ahead and remove all 4 of our push pins. Kind of set those off to the side. Remove our end cap, our drive spring, and our guide pin. We're going to go ahead and remove our grip frame, our tombstone, and gas line. And then from there, using our 3/16, we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove our cyclone feeder bolt. And we're also going to remove our front grip. And then from there, with our 1/8, and in this scenario, I'm going to be using my drill with a 1/8 bit just to kind of speed things up a little bit. We're going to remove all our receiver bolts. Okay, from there, going to go ahead and remove our barrel and barrel adapter, and we'll take our receiver off. And you will see that we still have our bolt assembly and everything like that in here. And I'll try to get a better shot here. This is all our internals, and as you can see, everything is still kind of sitting in place. From there, what we're going to do is we're going to take our interior flow connector fitting, and you can see that there's a hole on that fitting. You're going to want to make sure that hole is facing down, or it'll be facing the right hand side of the receiver. And obviously we're going to discard our receiver bolt that was towards the back end there. We'll set that off to the side. We'll go ahead, we'll drop our receiver on. Pretty simple, you just kind of get it at an angle and just let it slide back on. Make sure your cocking handle spring's not bunched up or anything like that. We'll go ahead and reinsert our barrel adapter and our barrel, and we'll go ahead, we'll tighten down our receiver bolts. Go ahead and install our cyclone feeder bolt back in, and we'll go ahead and reinstall our front grip. Just go ahead and snug that back down. Our rear sight popped out during that whole assembly. We'll go ahead and pop that back in. And then from there, we'll flip it to the reverse side. Kind of get a closer shot here. What we're going to do. Going to go ahead and remove this receiver nut right here. One easy way of doing that is just kind of threading it in on the reverse side. And then I usually just take my crescent wrench and just tap it, and that nut will come right out. And then from there, we're ready to install our exterior flow control fitting. It's just this little brass piece, and it'll just thread right in. Once you have that threaded in by hand, just kind of get it snug by hand, and then just give it a little extra turn with the crescent wrench. You want to be careful not to really wrench down on that, because it is brass, and brass, I mean, as we all know, it's a little softer material, and you can actually break it. So you don't want to get that too tight. And then with a flathead screwdriver that was provided with your RT kit, you can go ahead and remove your shutoff plug. Go ahead and got that removed now. Now what that does is that exposes the opening in your power tube and your valve assembly, and the excess blowback air from your shot that you fired will actually control the response trigger. And then we'll go ahead, we'll put our flow control assembly on. Go ahead and grab our flow control assembly, and go ahead and just kind of thread that in by hand. Same with the one here in the front. Now, like I was saying earlier in the video, this is a dual port. So, and what you're seeing me use here is just the 1/4-inch nut driver. If you don't have one, it's not that big of a deal. You just use a flathead screwdriver just to tighten down that banjo fitting. And then I have a 5/16, which I'm going to use on the flow control. But getting back to what I was saying earlier in the video, this is the dual port version. And with the dual port version, you won't need those other parts that came in the kit. Obviously, one port is designated to your response, one port is designated to your cyclone feed. So that's pretty much the assembly for that end of the marker. Now we'll go ahead, we'll move to the grip frame. Just go ahead and remove our safety, our trigger assembly. Then we'll go ahead and remove our gas line and tank adapter. Go ahead and switch to our Phillips head. Go ahead and remove those Phillips head screws. Then we'll go ahead and we'll drop our RT piston in. And then from there you can see this little U shape kind of stamped in the plastic. That's just what you're going to want to do is take your needle nose pliers and just snap that out. And then you'll see that there's a little bit that's still there. You can just kind of flake that out using your finger, or you can just cut it out using a razor knife. This one broke away somewhat cleanly, so should be able to install pretty easily. Just go ahead and tighten down those Phillips head screws. Go ahead and put our tank adapter and our gas line back on. Go ahead and switch out bits here. Go ahead and put your trigger assembly back in. Your safety. And then from there we're going to go ahead and put our tombstone back into place. Put your push pin in. Then you're going to go ahead and reinstall your grip frame. You want to make sure that you get your holes somewhat lined up before you actually push the grip frame out of the gun. So we'll go ahead and, as you can see, that went on fairly smooth. Go ahead and put your drive spring guide pin back in, put your end cap back on, put your push pins back into place. And that is the install of the response trigger kit on the Tippmann A5.